Nigeria are preparing for a crucial clash against Iceland in Volgograd on Friday. A loss will mean elimination. The Super Eagles are bottom of Group D after losing their opening match 2-0 to Croatia. Iceland, meanwhile, held their own against Argentina. While Nigeria are the youngest team at the tournament, Iceland are among the oldest, giving them the edge in terms of experience. Yet the Africans may have one factor on their side: the heat in Volgograd. Temperatures are expected to be around 32 degrees Celsius when the match kicks off later on Friday.
Perhaps the temperature is better for the African players. It's possible. But you know, a lot of them are playing in Europe and they are not so used also now. But if it's an advantage, we will try to take advantage of it.
We played
in the heat against Argentina. It was a difficult match. It's even hotter here, so it's probably easier for Nigeria than us to cope with these high temperatures. So we'll have to take that into consideration.
Well, for more on that must-win match for Nigeria, we are joined by Deji Badmus in Lagos. Deji, Nigeria will be facing a resolute Iceland team. What are Nigerians' fans' expectations, especially after the Super Eagles lost their first game?
Well, Karen, what I can tell you is that the overall expectation here is a Super Eagles win, a Nigeria win. Anything short of that, a lot of fans know that Nigeria would be in serious trouble. A loss, for instance, would definitely mean Nigeria is out of the tournament. So the overall expectation here is that Nigeria would win this match. Don't ask me by how many goals. Even one goal will be enough. I mean, so long as we're able to pick the 3 points. So that's what every fan in Nigeria is looking forward to. A win and, of course, 3 points in the bag for Nigeria.
And Deji, weather forecasts show temperatures will be quite high. Is this actually an advantage for Nigeria?
Well, it's an advantage and it's also a disadvantage, considering the fact that the majority of our players, I could say about 90 to 98% of the players that will be playing in the match actually play abroad. Of course, they started their footballing career here, but they've been away from the country for a long time. But then they're Africans. You would expect that the weather shouldn't be a problem at all, at least much of a problem for them compared to the Icelandic players now. So it's an advantage to some extent because they are Africans, and it's also a disadvantage because they do not play their professional football here on the continent. But, well, whether or no weather, I don't think the fans in Nigeria here would want to take that as an excuse for the Eagles not to do well in this match.
Okay, well, aside from the weather, let's talk about the youth of the players. They're the youngest in this year's World Cup. Is that likely to hamper their chances of progressing, do you think?
Well, there's no question at all that experience matters, especially at this stage of world football. It's very important. It's a lot of analysts have said it's a lack of experience that actually cost Nigeria the defeat now against Croatia. I mean, the goal we conceded, the own goal we scored, and then the penalty we conceded. So experience is very important, but also youthfulness is very important as well, because it means these guys are very strong. They could be aggressive. They could last for more than 90 minutes on the pitch. It's also an advantage and a disadvantage. And talking about experience as well, at least a number of the players in that team have been to the World Cup before. They've played at this stage. They've played for top clubs in the world. They've played in the African Cup of Nations. Well, it's a very youthful side, no doubt, but it's also a side that has some experience going for it as well.
Okay, Deji, thank you for that update on the game. Nigeria v Iceland later today. That was Deji Badmus in Lagos for us.